So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can also get clients every single month in your business by using AI-powered blogs where you just do the work once and it can bring in leads, appointments, and clients for many years into the future. And you can do this without needing to spend any time or money building lots of backlinks, without spending hours writing blogs, and without needing to write new blogs for the rest of your life. And just so you can visualize the potential results with this strategy, with my own blog based on my average order value of $5,000 per client, I generate anywhere from at least $5,000 to $10,000 per month with just one blog. So if you sell a service anywhere from $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 or more, you only need one, two, or three clients to generate at least $5,000 to $10,000 per month from just one blog post. And again, this is just one blog post. Imagine if you then created multiple blog posts all doing the same thing. And imagine being able to create these blogs that generate clients for your business every single month in a way that is automated and evergreen. So that's exactly how the strategy works that I'm going to show you in this video. So the first step to implement this strategy is to create what I call hidden gem articles. So what are hidden gem articles? So these are articles that have low competition, which means that you don't need to build a lot of backlinks and it's not impossible to rank for. But at the same time, even though they have low competition, they also have a very high conversion rate, which means if you do get traffic from people who are searching for these specific keywords, there's a very high chance that they are going to convert into a client for your business. So the next logical question is, how can you create these types of articles? And how can you even find these types of articles in the first place? So there's lots of ways you could do this, but I'm just going to show you what I found worked best for me and my own business blog. And to do this, what I do is follow this formula. It's a very simple formula that anyone can follow. So the way that it works is all you need to do is fill in the blanks. So for example, one of the articles you could create could say something like how to, and then what you want to do is type in a very specific problem that you solve for your potential clients. Now, it's important that you solve a very specific problem. So that's why I've underlined the word very. So in my business, I help businesses generate more leads, appointments, and clients. So if I was to create an article called how to get more leads, it's going to be very difficult for me to rank for this because it's not super specific. So we need to drill down to something that is even more specific. So within the world of lead generation, one of the more specific ways that you could generate leads is with Facebook ads. And one of the more specific ways you can generate leads with Facebook ads is by targeting business owners. So what you could do, or what I have done in my own business blog, is I've created an article called How to Target Business Owners with Facebook Ads. This is an example of a very specific problem that we solve. So as a result of solving this very specific problem, we are going to have less competition, which means it's going to be easier to rank for this specific keyword. And even though that means we are going to get less traffic because there's less competition, the good news is that the traffic that we do get is going to convert very well. So a lot of my articles maybe only get 50, 100, 150, or 200 visitors each month, but those articles can generate one, two, or three clients every single month because it comes from very targeted traffic. I've even had articles that have less than 50 visitors each month. They might get 20 or 30 visitors, and they still convert into clients because it's very, very specific. In other words, if anyone is going to be searching for the answer to this specific problem that they have, and then they find that this is something that we can help them with, there's a very high chance that they are going to convert into a client. So you need to think, what are the type of articles that you could create for your business that can do the same kind of thing? And this article, even though it only gets a few hundred visitors every month, if you go to Google and type in how to target business owners on Facebook ads or anything else related to this, you'll see this article appear at the top of Google search. And even though this article only generates 100 or 200 visitors each month, this article still generates one, two, or three clients every single month. And the beautiful thing about this strategy is that I only created this article once many, many years ago. And all I do each year is just update the year. So if we go to edit post, just so you can see this, you'll see that the article was originally published in 2018. So that's over 6 years ago now. And this article still brings in new clients every single month. And this is the power of finding a hidden gem article. This is definitely one of those hidden gem articles because this type of article isn't going to show up in a keyword research tool. If the keyword that you're targeting shows up in a keyword research tool, chances are someone else is also going to target that keyword, and then it's going to have more competition. So for these hidden gem articles, you need to try and think of keywords that don't come up in the keyword research tools, because those are the type of articles that are going to have less competition, it's going to be easier to rank for, And anyone that does go to Google and type in that specific keyword and they find your website and your services and your blog, like I said, there's a very high chance that they will also convert into a client. So all I do every year is I just update the year on this article so that it continues to stay relevant. You'll also notice that I've actually removed the dates that this article was originally published, because I found that sometimes people would see if the article was published in 2018, they would then leave the page and go to a different search result. And by doing that, this was actually lowering this article's ranking. So what I've done for this and all my blogs is I've removed the date it's published, and that way people don't know when the original published date was, so it still stays relevant. And obviously if something does change, I do update this article, but quite frankly, nothing much has changed in terms of how to target business owners on Facebook ads compared to when I originally wrote this article. So the content is still relevant today. And like I said, all I do is I update the year. So you can do the same kind of thing in your business. So this is an example of an article using this formula here. So again, feel free to screenshot this if you want to write it down and then do the same thing for your own business. Another good example of a formula that you can use to find hidden gem articles is this formula here. So this works really well because you're specifically targeting people that are looking for help with the services that you provide, but we're doing it for a specific niche. So if you look here, for example, a niche would be like an industry. So for example, one of the industries I work with is financial advisors. So my niche would be financial advisors. And then your services, this could be one of the services you provide. So in my business, it could be lead generation, it could be Facebook ads, it could be TikTok ads, it could be SEO, it could be a whole wide range of different things. And then we go through and explain the value that you can provide. So this could be like tips, advice, or something like that. So again, here's a real life example of how you could apply this formula. So I've created an article called Financial Advisor, Facebook Ads Tips. So something very simple like this. And if I was to just target the keyword Facebook ad tips inside of a blog article on my website, as you can probably imagine, that's going to have very high competition and it's going to be very difficult to rank for this keyword. But if I include a niche at the front of it, then it's going to have less competition and it's going to be much easier to rank for. And I can replace this niche with hundreds of other niches. I could replace this service with many different types of services that we can help people with. So just to show you how this would work in action, if we were to go to Google and type in financial advisor Facebook ads inside of an incognito window, you'll be able to see that my article is here ranked at the top of Google. So if we click on the article here, you can see this is an article that I've created that again is going to be targeting financial advisors that are looking for help with Facebook ads. So what do you think will happen if a financial advisor is looking for help with Facebook ads and they land on this article? Well, as you can imagine, there's a very high chance that they're going to go through this article and think this sounds good, but I don't want to do any of this work myself, or I would rather just get an expert to help me with this. And then they're going to reach out to work with us. And this is what happens all the time. And this is just an example of 2 articles out of the many different articles that I've created that fall under this hidden gem category. So what I would recommend at this stage is to write down a list of at least 50 articles that follow this formula. Now, even though I said not to use keyword research tools if you can, because that's going to increase the chances that you truly do find these hidden gem articles, you can use ChatGPT to help you if you want to, because ChatGPT doesn't really 100% rely on the keyword research tools. However, in my experience, I found the best articles are just things that I've thought of from the top of my head. Now, you might be wondering, well, how do I think of these articles from the top of my head? Well, like I said, you can use the formula that I just mentioned earlier. And another thing that I also do is just write down or answer questions in a blog that my clients or potential clients ask me when I'm on a sales call with them. And the reason for this is because if someone asks you a question on a call or in an email, chances are there are other people that also have that same question. So if you can answer that question in a blog, there's a very high chance there'll be other people that are searching for the answer to that question, and then they can find your blog and learn more about you and your services. So what if you're wondering, why do we need to do at least 50 different articles? Why not just do 1, 2, or 3? Well, the answer to that is because number 1, you need to be perceived as an authority on your topic in Google's eyes. So if you just create 1, 2, or 3 articles on a specific topic, Google is not really going to think that you are an expert or an authority on that topic. So Google uses something called topical authority, which in other words just means the more that you talk about a specific topic, the more of an expert Google will view you on that topic. So if you just create a few articles, chances are you're not going to rank well for any of them. So you really need to create at least 50 articles on one specific topic in order for Google to view you as an authority on that topic. So in other words, this is going to increase the chances that you actually rank at the top of Google for the different keywords that you're targeting in your blogs. The second reason is because the reality is only 10 to 20% of the articles that you create will be successful. So from 50 articles, you might get 5 articles that perform really well. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just the way it works. So if you were to create, let's say, 5 articles in total, there's going to be a much lower chance that one of those 5 articles are going to be a hidden gem article. But if you were to create 50 articles, there's a much better chance that 5 to 10 of those articles could be hidden gem articles. Which brings me onto the third reason, which is that the more articles you create, the more leads, appointments, and clients that you can win every single month. So it is a bit of a numbers game. So if you do want to get more clients, you just need to create more articles. It's as simple as that. Now, it doesn't mean you have to create articles forever. I mean, I hardly create any new articles these days because I'm getting clients from all of the old articles that I wrote months and years ago. But occasionally, if I do come up with another idea of something that I think could be a hidden gem article, and there was actually an article I created 2 months ago where I just came up with an idea based on what someone asked me. And this article doesn't really have any competition and it's now ranking at the top of Google and it's generating new leads every single month. So sometimes you might just get a random idea with another potential hidden gem article, and then you can create it if you want to see if you rank for it. And if you do, then great. And if you don't, then no problem. At least you've created another article that will help with your topical authority, as I mentioned in the first point in this video. But again, the point is the more articles you create, the higher the chances are you'll have success with this strategy. But what if you're watching this and you're thinking, doesn't creating all of these different articles take a lot of time? Well, the reality is when I first started many years ago, yes, it would take a lot of time. But these days we're a little bit spoiled because now we can create most of the articles using AI. So this brings me on to step 2, which is to create content with AI. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do this. So I'm going to go through the right way and also help you avoid some of the mistakes I made when I was first creating content with AI. So when it comes to creating content with AI, you pretty much have 2 options. Option 1, you could go with the free low-cost way, which is using AI tools like ChatGPT to help you create content. So you could just go to ChatGPT and you could type in the message box whatever the name of the content is that you want to create. And when you do this, I recommend being specific with the outcome that you want to get. So if, for example, you want a 2,000 word article, which would pretty much be the standard article length, I'd say these days, anything shorter than that is unlikely to rank well. But you could just say to ChatGPT or any other AI tool, you could just tell it what the title of the article is and tell it to create this article. We also have our own AI tool that is based off the ChatGPT technology that we also use for some of our clients. The only difference between that and ChatGPT is that we've trained our AI tool to create articles more from a marketing perspective, which can help better with your conversions. But either way can work. You can use ChatGPT or you can use any other AI tool that can do the job. So this will be the free or low cost way to do this. So some of these tools are free and some of these tools will charge you maybe $20, $30, $40, $50 a month or something like that. Now, the other way that you could do it is using the paid, and what I would say is probably arguably the best way, which is using a more expensive paid SEO AI tool, such as Surfer. So Surfer is the one that I also use in my own business, and we also have some clients that use Surfer as well. So with Surfer, the main difference that you get from ChatGPT or other AI tools that just focus on creating content is that with Surfer, what it does is it actually searches Google for the keyword that you want to rank for. And then it searches what articles are currently ranking at the top of Google for that keyword. And then what it does is it reverse engineers what keywords, what headings, and what article length, and what kind of things do they say in that article that you can use in your own article to increase the chances that you rank. And what's great about Surfer is that they do all of this at the click of a button. So you literally just click on a button and it will create the whole article for you so that pretty much 80 or 90% of it is ready to go. So they call these articles ready to rank articles because there's a very high chance that they start ranking when you create the article in Google. The only downside is that Surfer is more expensive compared to the other AI tools that I mentioned earlier, but it is arguably better and it does save you a bit more time when it comes to creating these articles yourself from scratch. So if you are interested in using Surfer, then I'll also include a link in the description of this video where you can sign up for a trial to use them to see what they're like. And just to kind of show you the potential of using a tool like Surfer, here is an example of the traffic from one of our clients who is just using Surfer AI to create articles. So they're not doing any link building or anything like that. They're just using Surfer to create these ready to rank articles. And you can see that they started blogging around here and then nothing much happened for the first few months. And then suddenly they started to get a gradual increase in traffic. And this is because over time, around this point, they started to become a topical authority in the niche that they were targeting. So as you can see, like I said, when you start creating a few articles in the beginning, it's not really enough to rank. But after you start creating 50 or more than 50, even 100 or more, you start to rank more for these different keywords and you start generating more traffic. So that kind of shows you the potential of what you can do with Surfer AI. Now, I do recommend that if you use Surfer, ChatGPT, or any other AI tool to help you create blogs, is that you only use the AI to help you create 80% of the content. So you need to make sure that you include your own personal experience and examples. So this is really, really important, especially if you want to give your article an edge over the other articles that are potentially competing for the same keyword. So the reason this is important is because Google have released a number of different updates. And one of those updates, called the Google Helpful Content Update, you'll see if you look at their guidelines that they actually say one of the things you need to look at is, does the content that you create provide original information, reporting, research, or analysis? So that's why I recommend, even though you use AI tools to help you create the main bulk of the content, you still edit the last 20% to give your own thoughts, ideas, and experiences to make the content more unique. So it's not just generic AI content. So as you can see here, these are the official guidelines from Google. This is what they say that you need to make sure the article has. And something else that it also says in the same article, if you scroll down, it says, does your content clearly demonstrate first-hand expertise and a depth of knowledge? For example, expertise that comes from having actually used a product or service visiting a place. So again, the reason for doing this is that Google don't want people to just be cranking out lots of different AI generated articles. So in my opinion, the articles that are going to last the longest and the ones that are going to stay at the top of Google, they're not just going to be 100% AI generated. They're going to be AI generated to obviously help you save time, but they're also going to demonstrate first-hand expertise and experience that you actually know what you're talking about because you have something original to talk about inside of that article. Now, just to be clear, sometimes Google has said certain things that in reality are not actually true. But it's not just Google saying this. There was an article on Search Engine Land that also said that they found there was a strong correlation between websites that demonstrated first-hand experience and also spoke in the first person, so used words like I or we. And they did find a strong correlation between websites that did this and better positive rankings on the Google search engine. So that's just another study that found similar results. And I've also seen this happen in my own website. In the past, there were articles I created that were 100% AI written, and they ranked well for a little bit of time, but then after some of the Google updates, they started to drop in rankings. But then when I edited the articles and added more personal experience, they started to increase in rankings and traffic again. So in my own personal experience, I've also found this to be true as well. Now, here's an example of how you can actually do this. So here's a screenshot from one of my articles talking about how to generate leads with Facebook ads. And you can see here what I've done is I've actually screenshotted an example of the Facebook ad results from another client, just so Google can actually see real first-hand experience that we have something original and unique to talk about. So this is just an example of what you can do as well. You can use words like I or in my experience or I have found. And then if you can include a screenshot or an image that is unique to you that isn't found anywhere else on the internet, that will also show to Google that you have something unique and original, because Google can actually see where your images are coming from. So again, it's not 100% required to have a unique image, because obviously in some situations you might not be able to do this. But the most important thing is that you do, at least in the text, have different keywords that indicate you have your own personal experience on this subject. So once you've researched a list of 50 different articles to create, and you've then created these articles and published these articles on your blog, the next step to actually generate leads, appointments, and clients from these articles is to monetize the content with a funnel. So this is a big mistake that I see other people make. I see other people spend so much time and even money on creating articles for their blog. And even if they get traffic going to that blog, none of the traffic actually converts into any clients, or at least very little of the traffic converts into clients. So if you want to fix this, it's very important that you send people from your content to a sales funnel. So let me give you a real life example of how you can do this. So if we just use this article as an example, you'll notice that all throughout the article, there are links going to my sales funnel. So right at the top on the navigation menu, it says free training, and that takes people to my sales funnel. Then here, again, there's another link to my free training, which takes people to my sales funnel. And then if you actually read the article, there's also links going to the sales funnel. So for example, with this article, I say that before you target business owners on Facebook, you need the right strategy. So what is the best strategy? And then I say, again, click here to watch a free training video. And then this again takes people to the sales funnel. And the reason I send people to a sales funnel is because in the past, I just sent people to a contact page or a page where they could just apply to work with me. So I still have an apply to work with me link on my website where people can apply to work with me and then schedule a call. But I found that the vast majority of people who go to my website, they don't click here. I only get a very small percentage of people click here. The vast majority of leads that I get and clients that I get that schedule a call to work with us, they come from the sales funnel. And it's because I'm linking to the sales funnel that they have converted into a client. And if you have your own website and you don't yet have a sales funnel on your website, and you are actually even getting traffic going to your website, and if you notice that your conversion rate is very low from the traffic that's actually converting into clients, just ask yourself, are you sending people just to a contact page or an apply to work with me page or a schedule call page? Or are you sending people to a sales funnel first? And I can almost guarantee that if you send people to a sales funnel, it's going to increase your conversion rates. Even if you do nothing else, it's going to increase your conversion rates. Now, what if you're wondering, well, how do you create a sales funnel? What do you say in the sales funnel? What type of sales funnel do you create? If you're wondering all of that, then I recommend just having a look at my own sales funnel, which goes through how you can create your own one in more detail. So to do that, just click the link in the description of this video to watch my free masterclass training. And that goes through a real life example of my own sales funnel. And it also goes through how you can create the same kind of thing in your own business. But just to clarify, the reason this sales funnel works so well is because the sales funnel isn't actually selling anything. We're not leading with a sale or anything like that. In the sales funnel, you can see it's a free training video. So if someone clicks here, for example, they'll go to an opt-in page where they're going to learn how to get 10, 15, 30 or more predictable sales appointments each month. When they enter the name and email, they're going to be sent a video that goes through how to solve this problem that they have. So it doesn't matter what article they land on or come from. Even though this article is talking about how to target business owners on Facebook ads, if you go to our blog, we've got lots of different articles on different topics. This one is about how to get clients with AI. This one is talking about lead management systems. This one is how to close more clients over the phone. The point is, it doesn't matter where they come from. You want to send everyone into your sales funnel as long as the sales funnel is solving a problem that all of your potential clients have. So in my business, everyone pretty much has the same problem. It doesn't matter if they're interested in Facebook ads or SEO or blogging or YouTube or anything else. They typically have the problem of not having enough good quality sales appointments each month with their ideal clients. So we tell people, hey, you can just watch a free video that I've recorded that goes through how to solve this problem. And then what happens is when people watch the video, if they like what they hear in the video, typically by the end of the video, they think this sounds great. I just don't want to do this myself, or I want help to do this. And then that's when they can click on another button to schedule a call to work with us and learn more about how we can help them get faster results versus them just doing everything on their own through trial and error. And that's how you can convert cold traffic from your blog into leads and then into appointments and then into clients. So again, if you'd like to see a real life example of how all of this works, just click the link in the description of this video to watch my free masterclass training that goes through how it all works in more detail. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side.